How to fix Battlefront 2. Hey everyone, First Order here. Now I've been playing Battlefront 2 non-stop for the past couple of days, and honestly, this game needs a lot of help. I tried to restrain myself from making this video due to the amount of comments saying all I do is post negative content, which isn't true, just look at the previous week of videos, but I just can't not make this video any longer. So in this video we'll be looking at everything wrong with Battlefront 2 and how to fix it. This game took 100 steps forward, but 50 backward. Now, this video will probably be on the longer side, so real quick, why don't you go drop a like on this video, and if you are new, why don't you stick around, watch the video, and then if you like what you saw, check out other content on my channel and consider subscribing to me for all things Star Wars. It keeps me motivated to make daily Star Wars content for you all. Anyway, let's get started. First, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the progression system, if that's what you want to call it. In every game, you rank up your class, weapon, and character by how good you are, and by the amount of score you receive with that weapon or class. But not in this game, no. We have something that's called a star card level, where you rank up your classes based on the amount of star cards you have. The fact that this progression system is in the game just blows my mind. That someone over at DICE would approve of this. How does this make any sense? The class I use the most, which by the way is the Heavy, is the lowest rank out of the 4, even though I play as it the most and earn the most amount of score in-game with it. So I'm going to offer a counter to the system, which is 100 times better than what we currently have. So instead of ranking up your class by the amount of star cards you have, rank up by, playing as the class. Each class now has a class rank, which is based on the amount of objective score you get in-game. And what's the icing on the cake with this feature? Remove star cards from loot crates completely. Here I am fixing 2 birds with 1 stone. So now you're wondering how you will receive star cards. Well, it's simple. Each time you rank up a class, you receive class-specific crafting parts. So if I rank up the Assault class from rank 1 to 2, I will receive 5 crafting parts, and they increase every so often ranks from 5 to 10 to 15, etc. And those crafting parts you earn from ranking up your class can only be used in that class. So I can't use the crafting parts I received from ranking up my Assault class in my Officer class. I must spend those crafting parts in the Assault class. And then you purchase star cards with those crafting parts, but lower the price and balance everything so it's, a little bit even and not super hard to unlock star cards. But keep it so that you must rank up your class in order to upgrade your star card. I like that idea a lot. And for heroes, have something called hero crafting parts, because you can't have hero specific due to you being able to play as a hero for a very short amount of time, but these hero crafting parts can be used on every hero, and they are a lot easier to get because there are so many star cards for each hero. See, this system is 100 times better than what we currently have. So I talked about completely removing star cards from loot crates. Well, we have to stick with the fact that they are here to stay. So might as well make the most of it by introducing customization into loot crates. Here's where 100 steps forward and 50 steps backward come into play. The fact that there isn't any customization for your characters in this game is BS. We had a customization system in the previous Battlefront game, even though it was a crappy one. I'm looking at you helmetless stormtroopers. We had one. In this game, we have nothing. Wanna play as a boy officer on the First Order? Too bad. No customization. Wanna play as an alien on the Rebellion? Too bad. So, to fix this, just put all the customization options in loot crates. Hero skins, alien skins, heads, attachments to gear on your classes. For example, every heavy class has this big huge backpack that's really annoying, so have an attachment where you can remove that and add something else there that you can still tell, hey, this is a heavy class. Hell, give the clone officer a skin that's an actual officer instead of a naval officer who shouldn't be on the ground in the first place, and constantly add new skins and attachments to classes. Add canon accurate markings to clone troopers so Lucasfilm doesn't get upset. And speaking of Lucasfilm, they are also a problem in all of this. So let's make this short. Disney did not like all the negative press which Battlefront 2 was stirring up in the Star Wars name a month before The Last Jedi is being released. So Disney called high-ups at EA and told them to remove microtransactions or else they will take away the exclusive Star Wars deal, which EA did. But here's where it gets confusing. DICE apparently originally had cosmetic-only items in loot crates, but apparently Lucasfilm contacted them and forced them to remove it for some reason. But I'd imagine with all this negative press, they're pretty okay with it now. So add cosmetic items in the loot crates and add back microtransactions, because buying crystals to unlock skins does not affect in-game stats. It is still micro-gambling in a way, yes, and for those who don't think supply drops or loot crates aren't gambling, just talk to someone who has a gambling addiction that plays these games. It's obvious then that this in a way is gambling and is very easy to get addicted to for someone who has addictive issues. Hence why some, including me, call it micro-gambling. Now that we have the two biggest concerns out of the way, let's move on to smaller things. Change the amount of credits to how good you perform in game, not how long it is. Another thing that baffles me that this made it into the final game. The system punishes good players. In a game where I earn MVP and it's everything like the most kills, most assists, etc. and ended on phase 1, I received 250 credits. But in a game where I spun in circles by rubber banding my controller all match long and did nothing for my team, I get 380 credits just because the match went into phase 3. I tested this rubber band theory just to see how many credits I will earn if I did absolutely nothing and it went to phase 3. This is BS. Also, there is no map selection, even though there is one in the previous Battlefront game. So if I'm in the mood to play on Takodana, too bad. It's almost like they went into a room and said, let's remove all of the good things from the previous Battlefront game. Obviously, this didn't work. Just compare the two's opening week sales. And for the love of God, can you fix this already?
Sector is clear. Not clear! Not clear!